What's up, football fans? Welcome back to the channel, where we dive into all the biggest, baddest, and most intriguing stories in the NFL. Now, if you're a fan of wild quarterback drama and shocking career twists, then you've come to the right place because we've got a spicy one for you today. Go ahead and smash that subscribe button, hit like, and share this video with your fellow football lovers because trust me, they won't want to miss this one. Today, we're talking about Kirk Cousins, the QB who just went from franchise savior to bench warmer for the Atlanta Falcons. And let me tell you, this one hits hard. We're diving deep into what happened to the 36-year-old quarterback, his massive contract, and his unexpected demotion. Spoiler alert, it's a wild ride full of frustration, honesty, and some serious self-reflection. Alright, let's get into it. Kirk Cousins, from franchise quarterback to bench warmer. So, you're the big signing. You come into a new city with huge expectations. A 4-year, $180 million contract. The Falcons put their faith in you, thinking you'll be the one to lead them to the promised land. But now, just a few months later, you're being benched for a rookie QB. Yeah, not exactly the fairy tale ending Cousins probably envisioned. This whole saga began on Tuesday night when Kirk Cousins was informed that he'd be replaced by Michael Penix Jr., the highly anticipated first-round rookie. And if you think Cousins took it lying down, think again. The veteran QB wasn't happy. But then again, would you be? It's disappointing, Cousins said during a press conference on Wednesday. And honestly, who could blame him? Imagine being the guy who was just brought in with a massive contract. And now you're watching your job slip away. But as Cousins put it, this is pro football. There's no such thing as entitlement. And you have to earn your spot every day. But here's the kicker, despite all the struggles, this wasn't about Cousins forgetting how to play. Oh no. According to him, he didn't suddenly lose his QB skills overnight. I didn't forget how to play quarterback, he confidently declared. So, what went wrong? Well, Cousins is quick to point out that it wasn't a physical issue. It was more decision-making than anything. Yeah, those bad decisions have piled up. And unfortunately, it's led to this benching. Why the bench? The stats don't lie. Now, let's talk about why this change happened. Falcons head coach Raheem explained that the decision came down to one thing: turnovers. Cousins, despite leading the Falcons to a win over the Las Vegas Raiders just days before the demotion, had thrown 9 interceptions in his last 5 games and only 1 touchdown. Ouch. And don't even get me started on his 4-game touchdown drought. That's gotta sting for any quarterback. Cousins was pushing the ball into dangerous spots, trying to force throws that weren't there. And as we all know, when you do that in the NFL, you're going to pay for it. And that's exactly what happened here. But what about the mental side of things? Cousins admitted that the struggles weren't a result of his Achilles injury last year. Nope. He wasn't dealing with lingering pain. The problems were all about his decision-making. And that's a tough pill to swallow when you know you have to take risks to win, but also can't afford to make those costly mistakes. Now, here's where it gets even more interesting. Despite all the frustration, Cousins isn't throwing in the towel. He's staying defiant and committed to helping out rookie Michael Penix Jr., who's now getting his shot under center. Cousins took it upon himself to call Penix right after the news broke, making sure there were no hard feelings. He said he's all in on supporting the rookie. I mean, that's pretty mature, right? He might be on the bench, but he's still the team player. What's next for Cousins and the Falcons? So, what does this mean for the Falcons moving forward? Well, at 7-7, the team is still in playoff contention, but their path to the postseason is far from clear. With Tampa Bay sitting pretty at 8-6, the Falcons now have to win their final 3 games to even have a chance at the NFC South title. Here's the thing, though, Michael Penix Jr. may be the future, but the rookie is now under immense pressure to perform. He's stepping into some pretty big shoes, especially with the Falcons season on the line. But hey, it's a perfect opportunity for Penix to show what he's made of. Right? As for Cousins, the future is now uncertain. He's got a no-trade clause in his contract, which means he controls his destiny for the time being. He's guaranteed $27.5 million for 2025. So don't be surprised if we see him in a different uniform or situation in the future. Alright, folks, we want to hear from you. Do you think Kirk Cousins should have been benched? Or was it the right move for the Falcons to make? Do you believe Cousins will bounce back and reclaim his starting job? Or is Michael Penix Jr. the future of the franchise? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And hey, before you go, don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed the breakdown. Subscribe to the channel for more NFL content. And share this with your friends who love a good quarterback controversy. You know they'll be talking about it. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you next time. Until then, stay safe, stay passionate, and let's talk football. Alright, guys, welcome back to the channel. We've got some big, huge news coming out of Atlanta, and no, it's not just the fact that they serve peach cobbler at their games, though. Let's be honest, that's a solid reason to visit. We're talking about the Falcons' quarterback situation. And oh boy, it's drama central right now. Buckle up, because the Falcons have made a decision, and it might surprise you. You know how the Falcons like to keep us all on the edge of our seats. But this time they've really raised the stakes. So, drumroll please, the Falcons have officially named rookie Michael Penix Jr. as their starting quarterback, replacing veteran Kirk Cousins. And listen, if that doesn't make you sit up and say, "Wait, what?" then I don't know what will. In the span of just one day, the Falcons have gone from a "we're not sure yet" vibe to an all-out QB change that could change everything. Cousins, who was supposed to be their guy, is out, just like that. Snap, it's a new era in Atlanta. My friends, let's break this down. I'll tell you why this move is both bold and risky. And let's be honest, when it comes to the Falcons, bold is practically their middle name. The drama before the drama. It all started with an innocent press conference. Head coach Raheem stood there looking all professional, trying to keep things calm and collected, but little did we know, behind that calm exterior was a storm of drama brewing. When asked about the quarterback situation, Morris had that "I have no idea what I'm doing" look. Right? We've all seen it before. Like when you're trying to pick a movie on Netflix and spend 45 minutes scrolling before giving up and watching reruns of Friends. Here's what he said earlier on Tuesday, right after the Falcons had just snuck by with a narrow win over the Raiders, a team with a record worse than my fantasy football team. Morris said, and I quote, "We just got back. Man, we've still got to go through all that process like we always do." Translation: yeah, we're gonna make a decision. Just not today, okay? Classic coach talk. But, plot twist, by the end of the day, Morris was like, "Surprise, we've made our call. Michael Penix Jr. will be the man." Cue dramatic music. And that's how we got here. Folks, 1 minute, Cousins is starting, the next minute, Penix is ready to take the reins and lead the team into the future. Or, you know, hopefully not into a dumpster fire. The case for Penix. Now, let's get into why this is such a big deal. Michael Penix Jr., the 8th overall pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, has been the talk of the town ever since the Falcons decided to pick him. But, and here's the kicker, no one really expected this to happen so soon. I mean, Cousins has been the guy for most of the season. He was supposed to be the veteran leader, the guy who would guide the Falcons to the promised land, or at least to a playoff spot. Well, about that, here's the deal with Cousins. He's been solid for the most part. But he's also been pretty meh lately. His stats? They're fine, but nothing to write home about. 18 touchdowns, sure, but 16 interceptions? Ouch. Talk about playing with fire. And his mobility? Well, after tearing his Achilles last season, he's like the tortoise of the NFL, slow and steady. But also, you know, a little bit sluggish. Not exactly the quarterback that inspires confidence. Especially when the Falcons' playoff hopes are hanging by a thread. But hey, that's where Penix comes in. The rookie has the tools. He has the arm, the accuracy, and, most importantly, the mobility. Remember how he led one of the most explosive offenses in college football at Washington? That's the kind of magic the Falcons are hoping he'll bring to the NFL. He's got the potential to be the future of the franchise. But can he handle the pressure? That's the million-dollar question. Kirk's bumpy ride. Now, don't get me wrong, Kirk Cousins had his moments. I mean, who could forget that thrilling 15-9 win against the Raiders, where the offense looked like it was stuck in first gear the entire game? Yikes. The Falcons barely escaped with a win against a team that's been a literal dumpster fire all season long. One touchdown. That's it. Against the Raiders, you gotta wonder if Cousins' arm is just a little too stiff for the NFL game anymore. His accuracy was off, his mobility was non-existent, and when the Falcons need a miracle to make the playoffs, well, that's not really the kind of quarterback you want under center. So yeah, we're all sitting here thinking, okay, let's give Penix a shot. After all, he can't do much worse than a guy who's been throwing interceptions like it's his side hustle. Penix is young, he's hungry, and most importantly, he's healthy. If he can come in and inject some life into this offense, then maybe, just maybe, the Falcons have a shot at making the playoffs. The playoff push. Speaking of the playoffs, let's talk about that. The Falcons are sitting at 7-7, and they're in prime position to make a playoff push, if, and only if, things start clicking. They've got a good defense. They've got a solid running game. But they need a quarterback who can move the chains, score touchdowns, and most importantly, not throw the game away. Penix's first game as the starter will be against the 2-12 New York Giants. If he can't beat them, well, then we might have a problem. But the real challenge comes after that. The Falcons will face the Commanders and Panthers in the final stretch of the season. And while neither of those teams are world beaters, they've still got some fight in them. Penix will need to show he's got the chops to go toe-to-toe with NFL defenses. But hey, at least he's got nothing to lose, right? What's next for Cousins? So what happens to Kirk Cousins now? Well, that's still up in the air. I mean, we don't know if he's going to be the backup or if he's going to sit on the sidelines and try to rehab his mobility issues. But one thing's for sure, this is Penix's show now. Cousins might not be totally out of the picture. But unless something dramatic happens, Penix is going to take the Falcons into the future. This is a make-or-break moment for the rookie. He's got the talent, but can he handle the NFL spotlight? We'll see soon enough. But one thing is for sure. Atlanta fans are going to be holding their breath for the next few weeks, hoping that Penix can lead them to the promised land.